and definitely required. Okay.
I don't understand people like that. That guy that showed up screaming into the chat. Like, is he just running around seeing how quickly he can get banned from people's channels? Just don't get it. Don't understand the motivation.
It's people who don't fit into society, seeking affirmation, basically.
Why?
I just don't get it.
I should put my headphones on before I start talking because there are other people here.
Yeah.
Why is T against poor judgment?
Black tea with coffee. Okay. Are we all back? Specifically,
The two whose cameras we can't see?
I was going to say, yeah, Rogar and Babs.
I'm here.
Okay, we may not have Rogar available. Let's do a recap while Rogar's not here. Hopefully we'll be back in time. Who would like to do the recap for this one?
I can recap if you'd like.
Okie dokie, Bree, take it away.
So, having failed to make an appointment with Elder Scary Guy, we traveled into the basement of the town hall. The stairway went down considerably further than one might expect for a normal basement, and we ended up in what appears to be the catacombs beneath maybe the ruins of an old temple or something. The stonework changed. It looks like it's different construction than the building sitting over it. We found some tombs that had some placards referring to events that we are not familiar with, but around the region. Important people from those events have been buried here in these catacombs. We did a little exploring, and then we stepped down into a room full of coffins and one cloaked figure that we assumed, perhaps still assume, is Elder Evil Guy, whose name I don't remember. When we finally managed to get his attention, he turned around and it turned out that he did not have a face, just an empty robe. And then everything went dark as he cast the room into magical darkness, which Rogar thankfully quickly dispelled to reveal 6 skeletons that he had raised from the crypts here. We dispatched them with some difficulty, actually. One of our number was momentarily possessed or taken over, and the whatever force it was that had possessed his mind tried to make him walk into a giant pit in the middle of the room, and we struggled mightily to prevent that from happening. Mightily but successfully. And now we are trying to find whatever creepy thing has been possessing our friends that is invisible in this room. And it is now, we can hear it whispering from somewhere.
I think that pretty much covers it, yeah.
Also, my
right.
daggers make things explode.
Yes, we did learn that as well. And Din's scimitars apparently make things...
Oh yeah, there's something about Din
integrate.
and these skeletons.
She doesn't like them. Okay, so what is the party going to do?
The first thing I'm going to do is go and retrieve my fancy daggers.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say to Binks loudly enough for everyone to hear, I wonder if it might not be a good idea to dispose of these skeletons. Whatever it was that raised them is still here.
I am interested in locating this invisible thing that attacked my mind. And as such, I'm going to use my elemental attunement to blow fire from this brazier that I'm standing by and just try to, like, as you might try to find something by throwing flour and seeing if it sticks or outlines a figure that wasn't supposed to be there. Except with fire, because that's what's handy.
Okay.
I love this plan.
All right.
So I'm just going to spray fire about me as far as elemental attunement can spray fire, and see if it sticks to anything that shouldn't be there. I'm
maybe
super
set some
paranoid about
extra things
invisible
on fire.
things right now.
Okay. So you're throwing fire around, and it is yielding no results.
Great.
What is everybody else doing?
I would like to heal myself.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
Brig, have you started doing anything to the skeletons? Or were you just talking about it?
Well, I was letting everyone react, but yeah, I'll start checking.
Uh-oh. I've hit the wrong button. It didn't tell me any numbers.
Oops.
I must not have something set up right here.
I cure
Healing,
wounds, I just don't know
1d8.
which ones.
It says...
If you're just shoving
So in the-
skeletons into the pit,
I
I'm
have
going
a
to come
heal
help you.
amount.
Do you have the spell macro display options? Do you have the healing checked?
Oh, no, I don't.
Check that and cast it again.
Eee.
That
Awesome.
worked. 7 hit points back. Fantastic.
That's not bad.
Okay. That is all for me.
I would like
Oh,
a...
actually, I
Mhm.
would like to move a little further away from the pit.
I would like a perception check from everybody, please.
If it's right in front of me where I'm spraying fire around, I might see it.
Oh, look at me, look at stuff.
Oh, wow. Paying
It's a
so
lot
much
better
attention.
when you're not hidden behind a altar.
Okay, well, what have we got? Harbeck, Din, you hear the sound of stone scraping on stone.
Do I see anything moving?
No,
Can I identify where it's coming from?
up the stairs.
Uh-oh.
There are more things up there
That are dead.
in coffin, and they were fancy people from important historical places.
I'm going to run up here and see if I see anything moving.
You do.
Oh, good.
You do. Both of these coffin lids are currently opening, and the whispering has ceased.
Guys?
What's everybody gonna do?
I'm going to jump on this coffin lid and see if I can stop it moving. Hold it
anybody
shut
else?
with my body.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna run over and help.
That looks like a great plan. I'm going to go do this one.
Then we can fight them 2 at a time from a height advantage.
That'll be the
The
first time
two
you've ever
coffins.
had that, Bree.
The 2 coffins in the northern room don't appear to be doing anything.
Now I
It's
feel
just the
foolish,
two
and I come running down here.
Okay, there's currently 2 people sitting on the lid of one of the sarcophagi, and the lid is still moving. You don't seem to have slowed it at all.
It's a lot bigger than me.
And Rogar's come up. So everybody's basically come up as the coffins or the sarcophagi are opening, is that correct?
Well, got to be
Yeah.
prepared to dispatch whatever's about to come out of them. Oh, that was not a long rest, though, or a short rest.
Daggers
No.
at the
No.
ready. You
Wasn't any
still
kind
don't
of
have the
anything.
key.
Okay.
Harbeck is going to be much less effective in this fight.
Yeah, you know, I have some magical ability. None of my magical ability is helpful against undead things. 0% of it.
0%.
Well, I guess shield. I can make them not kill me. That's good
Yeah.
against everything.
Could be helpful.
But charming skeletons doesn't really work. Trying to make them laugh doesn't really work.
Okay, can I get reflex saves from the two people standing on top of the coffin lid?
Yeah. It seemed like a good idea.
So dex saves, please. Bree got a 19. Din got a 12. Okay. So, this is how this is going to work. Din, I'm going to move you to here.
Okay.
Bree, you can move yourself to any square adjacent. Din, you are prone. Bree, you land on your feet. As the sarcophagus lids blow off, like as in
Wah.
crack in half and blow off into the ceiling. And as they do, quite nimbly, in fact, you see two very heavily armed and armored.
Did these sarcophagi have like labels? Are those names actually carved into them somewhere?
Yes.
Cool.
And you also know that
That's
these
how
are the
we're dealing with
sealers,
it?
the sealers of Guantrium.
Someone forgot to seal the sealers.
I told you
And
that lock
two-
might be trying to keep something in.
Two heavily armed and armored skeletons. They're wearing full plate armor. They're both wielding dual falchions, a pair of long, curved, wicked blades.
And I'm lying prone in front of this one. I
They-
feel really good about my position.
They look like... Not like... The other guys look like rank-and-file soldiers. Well-armed, well-armored, but rank-and-file soldiers. These guys, they look like adventurers. They're very heavily equipped. Let's put it that way. However...
We really should have robbed these tombs on our way in.
We are going to stick with existing initiative order because you guys all get to act first anyway, because you were prepared for it. And Din, you will actually be forced to final initiative because you've been knocked prone by being knocked off the lid of the sarcophagus. So we're going to start with Brig. Brig, what would you like to do with your action?
Well... Oh. It's the first round, so it doesn't matter if anybody is flanking them. So I'm going to, as I walk around here with my fancy explodey daggers of shockiness, I'm going to...
That are
Rogar.
not boomerang.
Do you have any way to make sure the other two sarcophagi don't open? Like, some way to make the dead stay resting.
I do not think so, no.
Well, what good are you?
Brig is under some stress. He's not usually that confrontational.
And no, Amy, I mean falchions. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to stab this thing or attempt to. So, these magical daggers that I know are all shocky. Have I noticed that, do they have any to hit or damage bonuses other than the shockiness? Have I noted?
No. I'm just going to tell you no because you haven't had them identified, but you basically know what they are now. So for ease of gaming, they're just shocking daggers.
Okay.
Or thundering daggers, I suppose they're actually calling it.
Okay.
We all know what it means.
Then I am going to stabbity stab. With the crit. Boom. That will be 37 damage.
Is that including the shocky damage?
It is including the shocky damage. I got a 6 on the shocky roll and a 2 on the extra crit shocky roll, so 8 of it was shocky damage.
Okay.
And then the offhand will be considerably less spectacular. 3. And yes, that does include the shocky damage. 2 of it.
That offhand, though.
Oh dear. Oh dear. But 37?
Yeah.
37.
Kablooey.
Okay. Grr. Rogar, what would you like to do with your action?
Well, I feel a little bit emasculated by watching this rogue hit that hard. To be honest, this tiny gnome. It's like trying to come out of the sarcophagus. Wait.
Oh no, it's out.
It's out.
When
It's
the
out.
when the lid blew off, it like nimbly jumped out. Not the slow shambling
okay.
movements of skeleton you've seen.
I wasn't sure which character model it was.
Okay. Yep.
I bet I'm not nimble enough to hop up there and attack it, am I?
Yeah.
You should be able to hit it just from standing next to me, though. You can
Yeah.
just-
No, I would allow you to.
To just
Jump
fight
up
from
onto
right
the-
here.
Yep.
Okay, let's do that. I'm also going to. Oh, I was going to cast a spell, and I lost which one it was, apparently. There it is. Just magic weapon. Just to
Magic
make
weapon.
it +1/+1.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting the item in my menu before I hit attack. How's a 14?
You strike its armor. There's a loud clang, but no damage.
All right then.
Harbeck. Harbeck, what would you like to do with your action?
All right. Harbeck stands here and takes a dodge action. I'm going to try to hold this guy off and not die right now.
Face tank.
The
Okay.
idea is hopefully my friends can deal with that one, and then I can get out of the way of this one.
No worries whatsoever. Tabern. I believe you're muted.
This is true. I was muted. I'm going to try and position myself in the middle of this doorway.
Yep.
Keeping an ear out for any sort of movement around me of the disappearing mage guy. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast that guy.
Roll your attack, sir.
It's going to be 2 bolts, so I'll roll this twice. The first one is a critical fail, and the second one is a 15.
Okay, so both attacks miss. And the second attack will... 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. Brig. You have a fist wielding a dagger streak towards you and smack you about the ear. Take 12 points of force damage.
Rude.
Ow.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Din. No, sorry, Din, you're prone and
after
don't
the
get to
bad
act
guy.
just yet. Yeah, you're
Yep.
after the bad guys. Bad guys. Okay.
Ow, did I just take half your life away?
Not quite.
Nearly. Those critical fails, though. All right. So, this one here is going to take a 5-foot step that way and adopt a stance that anybody who is used to wielding a bladed weapon, so Tabern, Din, you guys recognize that he has gone on the defensive.
Oh, good.
He's gone on the defensive.
Like me.
Okay. Din, what would you like to do with your turn?
Is the other one...
Get up.
I shouldn't say this out loud, but the other one that was going to brutally murder
Right.
me, did it skip brutally murdering me?
Right, no, there was something that it was going to do. It is going to take a 5-foot step into the braziers. And it is literally standing amongst the fire.
Not burning, apparently.
Oh no, it does burn a little bit.
Oh, okay, good.
As the fire licks around its feet, catches some stray cloth, you see it take a little bit of damage. Not a lot, just a little bit. And it reaches out and touches its friend on the shoulder.
Uh-oh.
And you guys notice you can feel the transference of energy.
Oh.
These guys are 1d that plus that. Oh, sorry, no. That plus that. Okay. And with a touch, the second one, the one that had been struck so heftily, seems to regain its vigor.
Uh-oh.
Oh, these are above our pay grade. It might be time to leave.
Brig, back to you. As you see the hand... Oh, there's one other thing. As you see one of those guys place its hand on the other guy, you have a flash of a memory. Of a man that you once knew.
There's just the slightest hesitation as Brig is preparing his next strike, and you see his face lights up for a second, and then his shoulders slump, and he gets back to business and attacks this thing.
Oh, did we skip Din's turn?
Sorry, we did skip Din's
Oh, she
turn.
probably spent the whole thing standing
I
up.
stood up. Yeah, I was prone. I think my whole action is getting off the ground.
I think your whole move is standing up, but I
Yeah.
don't think it takes your whole turn. You can still do
No.
stuff.
It's just your move, yeah. You could still
Oh, I
make
can
your
attack?
attacks or something like that. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay, I will then.
Thank you, Amy. I forgot about that. Okay, first swing misses, second swing hits. And this thing gets slashied for that much. Okay. Now Bree gets to make his attack. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
A 25, yeah, I'd reckon that would hit.
And a 24.
24, I reckon that. Why do you just never miss?
That damage, though.
Seriously, can
Loaded
you...
daggers.
You know, the first time you roll a critical fail, I'm just going to make you stab yourself in the belly and deal like a bazillion damage to yourself.
Okay, so 4 of the first one was shock damage, and
And Brig falls on his sword. I mean dagger.
It doesn't matter because you've dealt a bazillion damage. Dark, evil, scary, dual falchion wielding skeleton number 1 explodes into bone fragments.
boom, dagger
Oops,
tag.
happy up.
The Gibbs.
Rogar, what would you like to do with your action?
Apparently not above Brig's pay grade.
Well, no, I'm thinking maybe gawking would be okay.
Yeah, I got this, guys. Go.
Yeah, I'll just move in for an attack.
Okay.
Yeah, go all
My
defensive.
fiddly
I don't even
attacks.
care. Full defense. Psh.
Oh, is this guy in defensive too? Oh no, the guy you just took down was in
Yeah.
defensive. Huh?
The guy I just murdered.
28!
That a boy.
Crit. You need to roll your damage another time. It's not set up. The crit damage.
Oh, how do I
Yeah.
calculate the crit damage?
It's
Just roll
your-
it again.
Just the dice again. So Warhammer's a D8, so just roll an extra D8.
But I can like type that into my thing where it says crit damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Just write 1d8 and it'll fix that.
Next time.
2.
2, so you hit for 13. Okay. Harbeck.
All right, Harbeck is going to attack this thing and then step back and let Rogar get hit by it. Yeah, Rogar looks to be in better shape than me. So gonna give it the old quarterstaff punch for 25 to hit on the quarterstaff, 15 to hit on the punch.
Okay, so 25 hits, 15 doesn't.
6 bludgeoning damage, and then I am just going to take a step out of the way and try to have it not hate me and kill me.
Okay. To Baron.
Running up and poking a hornet's nest.
I'm going to attempt to Eldritch Blast again.
I don't like that spell.
Also, not standing near the Eldritch Blast is key to my plan.
And they're just going to continue to blow apart bricks on the wall.
Yep, 2 misses. Okay. Bad guy's turn. Wow, I actually get to attack
Hey!
with my super
With your
cool
giant
custom
sword of
skeleton guys. They both get, well, the one of them gets to attack twice and swings at Rogar twice. Are you kidding me? So I rolled a 2 and a 3. And even with the bonuses they get, I'm not even close to Rogar's armor class. You manage to block both strikes with the large swords of slashy death. You block them both with your shield and take absolutely no damage. And it's Din's turn.
I'm feeling heartened that he took no damage, so I'm gonna come slash it.
Okay, make your attacks.
Now I'll have made it look way too easy, and somebody else is going to be like, well, I can take them and move in and get crushed.
What do we got? 15 misses, 21 hits for 9 slashy. Okie dokie. And we're back to the top of the order. So, Brig, what are you going to do?
Murder it.
That's the basic plan. Let's see. Sometimes I forget that I'm a rogue and I just have all the move because of double awesome movie powers. I'm gonna run around to its opposite side because flanking seems like a thing that I should do, and then I'm gonna hope that my good luck holds.
Natural 1. No.
19.
19 hits.
Oh, 11 probably doesn't.
11 doesn't hit. Yay, you actually missed an attack.
And only
And
one
you
of
rolled
that
minimum
was
damage.
shock damage, if that matters. I didn't. Well, there were two ones in my roll. That's why that is
See,
Yeah.
check you out.
already.
Only 14 damage. Aww. Only 14 damage?
Ah, it was weak.
It's still standing. Rogar, what would you like to do?
Base attack. Maybe I'll crit again, and I get to use my damage rolls right. 19.
19 hits.
Minimum damage.
Once again, Rogar, he's a kill stealer, I swear to God. He boops this thing on the head, boop. And big scary skeleton goes down.
So, other than when I died off screen, I think that this might be the first time that I've taken damage, and it was friendly fire. Just throwing it out there.
You think it was friendly fire.
There is no such thing as friendly fire.
Friendly.
There's no such thing as friendly fire.
Unfortunately, I need to step away for about 1 minute to let my dog out. She's ringing her little bell, so I'll be back in just a second.
Okay. She has a little bell, that's cute. Alright, so you have managed to slay these 2... Oh, it makes me sad. Okay, so 2 big scary skeleton things are dead. And the whispering has recommenced.
Shall we depart
Aye.
before we have to fight more things?
Move here and roll a perception.
Roll a perception check for me.
I'm just killing all the dead things.
Meh.
I'm just gonna start pushing the sarcophagus open.
You try and push the sarcophagus open, and you can't. It's sealed.
Good.
Until it explodes off of there.
What about this one? Just to
Also sealed.
Okay.
Perhaps
I'm gonna try science.
if we insist on staying for this, we
Yeah,
should
I
put
think
our
so.
backs to the exit.
Do you have anything that will hold science? I don't think I do. Oh wait, yes I do. I have a skin. That's
Can I
something.
pick up the brazier and like toss its ashes and stuff around this general area?
Pour water on this one?
You could certainly try.
I
It's
will
a
do
big metal brazier full of burning things.
Sounds hurty.
Maybe kick it over into that area-ish.
Okay, so you're basically going to try and kick it so that it occupies those 4 squares. Spread the
Yeah.
coals through those 4 squares.
Yeah.
Okay. Unskilled strength, I guess?
Nope. I broke my toe.
What are you doing?
Wow. Okay, yeah, you give it a firm kick and it's fairly well bolted to the ground.
So, no one else is as scared as I am. I mean, seriously.
Just gonna kill the dead things.
I don't think that it's...
We've killed all the
Okay.
rest of the dead things.
Can we come back and kill the dead things after we return my insides to the inside of me?
Are we between rounds right now? Can I just cast Cure Wounds on him?
Yeah. Yeah, you can just cast Cure Wounds. You can still hear that whispering, though.
I don't have any more Red Bull, do
Can we
I?
find it though?
You can roll perceptions,
That's
but
for you, Harbeck.
you already have and failed. So everybody else, if you're
Right.
trying to identify the whisper or find the whisper, you can roll perceptions.
I'm just waiting for the dead things to show up. So Harbeck, you get 4 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little bit.
I'm
Little
real
bit.
good at perceiving things.
Perception is the next thing I was doing. No. No, I'm busy complaining and
I
begging
was
to
gonna
not
say,
die, please.
you're-
Guys,
you're-
come
you're-
on. Can we...
You're all too busy arguing to locate the source of the whispering.
This whole scene's going by, and as you just said that, all I could think of was Luke. There's something alive in here. With Han and Leia arguing in the background.
I brace the walls apart with a big stick.
That
You've got a
won't work.
quarterstaff.
It won't work. It never works. Can I get perceptions? This is an extra try for Rogar and Brig.
I'm so good at those. One time I rolled a 0.
No. is the answer. No, you don't notice. Not until it's too late.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that'll hit. Okay, can I have reflex saving throws from Brig and Rogar?
That's just a dex save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just dex.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Brig passed, so it's only going to take half of this damage.
Whoops.
Which is probably a really good thing because, yep, that was a really good thing. Okay, so I'm going to swap you over to another page because you're about to see this, so it makes sense to just do it now before we get stuck into the combat. Brig and Rogar, you guys feel an utter chill, like frostbite, like your entire being has been dumped into the iciest of icy lakes, so much so that it burns. It's extremely painful. And rounding down, Brieg takes 8 damage, Rogar takes 17.
Ouch.
Ow.
Oof.
Ooh.
And as you turn around to face whatever just shot you in the back with something made of, like, 0 degrees Kelvin, you see this rising out of the pool.
Oh dear.
Well, that is a lovely piece of art. I don't want to fight it.
Is-
I will
that is
never trust a
certainly
puddle
not an
ever
other.
again.
It's a gorgeous piece of artwork. An absolutely gorgeous piece of artwork. Let's move ourselves back to the battle map. Where hilarity will no doubt ensue. Move you
Let's
to the
clap.
token
That was. I like that.
We, I
Love it.
scream something guttural and pain-filled.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to clear the list and get everybody to re-roll initiatives for me, please.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
it's hard to react really quickly when you're as cold
Aw,
as we are.
man. I'm gonna die before I can even try and walk away.
I was
Well, that all depends on what this roll is.
Hey, I did
Oh.
worse.
What are you guys doing?
Harbeck
I don't
is
know.
insistent that he
I
just wants
want to
flee.
leave, and when we're all dead, you're gonna regret not leaving.
Okay, so you won't believe me if I just tell you. So I've screenshotted it so I can send it to you in an email later. I just rolled a 5 for my initiative check.
It's okay. I was staying over here anyway.
You rolled a 5 and still beat Harbeck. So
So let's organize the turns accordingly.
We almost rolled a full house. Good job, you guys.
Almost.
Or a straight or something. Whatever.
A
Poker.
straight.
I'm good at poker.
Do you even poker?
You poker.
Only
you
on
brother.
weekends. Tavern! Tavern, we're keeping this PG. For the
Oh,
YouTubers.
sorry.
Tavern. You hear the shattering of ice and the swirling of water and the guttural scream of pain and agony from the dragonkin and the gnome. What would you like to do with your action? Also, the whispering has stopped again.
Six moves me there. And I'm going to pull out the black vial of black liquid and
All right, yep, go.
toss that at the... No. Second thought's not doing that. I'm just going to Eldritch Blast to start off.
Okay. All right.
24 to hit, and a 10 to hit.
Okay, the 24 does hit.
7 force damage,
7 force damage.
and I'm going to tell the other two to get out of here.
Right. Rogar, as you snuck a glance over your shoulder at the thing that shot you in the back, can you please roll a religion check for me, please? As the only person, I believe, trained in religion.
22.
Nice.
A 22. You know, you think what that is. Where is it? I've lost the name that I wrote down. I'll find it. Hang on a second. There we go. It looks identical, and I mean identical, to a god who isn't supposed to exist anymore. A god from the old times, a god that you'd only heard about in, like, spooky monster stories around the campfire back home when you were training to be a cleric. A goddess by the name of Yethan. It looks exactly like the description, what you've heard, her heralds look like. And from the stories, she's the goddess of watery death.
The worst kind of death!
How do you get a title like that?
There is not a worse death than that one!
So as
I
a
don't know.
character, my reaction to
Fiery death.
well, I guess I don't actually know, but my reaction to finding out that we were fighting a god would be, abject terror. As a player, my first thought is, I might be able to kill a god. That'd be so cool.
Herald of a god. Herald of a god.
Right.
Not her herself. You've never seen. Well, you're assuming it's not the actual goddess, being that goddesses don't typically materialize, on the plane, and she's not supposed to exist anymore.
Gods don't do their own dirty work. They send other people to do it.
Exactly right. They're like mafia bosses. Din, it is your action.
Great. I heard a yelp from this short little guy. I'm gonna run over. And did the big guy yelp too? Probably more than the little guy. I have one more cure wounds, and it's going to the big guy. Well,
Strong work.
Live!
You
Please
tried.
live!
It's the thought that counts. Isn't that what they say? Rogar, Din touches you gently, and you feel ever so slightly better. What would you like to do with your action?
I'm gonna see if I can make it around this corner.
You certainly can.
And then probably see if I can dump some of my own healing on top of that. Let's see. Cure runes. 1d8 per extra spell slot level.
Cast that baby is a 3rd level spell.
That's my thought. Okay. Should I just click cast spell 3 times? What's the easiest way to do this?
Yeah,
That's
probably.
gonna if you click the cast spell 3 times, it's gonna add your modifier 3 times.
Three
and you're
times,
up to-
yeah.
So I should just
so
slash
just roll
roll
3d8. Yeah, plus 2 or whatever your wisdom is.
Um,
15.
I think my wisdom bonus is just +1. Oh no,
16.
+2.
Oh,
So
17.
17. Okay.
You just healed all of the damage she did to you with her last attack. Now we're on to Brig. Brig, what are you going to do with your action?
8,000
For the
damage.
fifth time, for the 5th time today, after being shocked and dumped with icy cold water, you feel a strong sense of something strange. Again.
Who are you gonna call? We might
So-
be related.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
From what you told me, the 5th one of these things was going to be.
Yes.
I'm gonna just say we need to get out of here and start running for the door.
Finally!
Okay, move towards the door.
Yeah.
If we didn't know it before, when Brig's the only one of you with any sense.
I told everyone to get out of here.
The only person who can see what's going on right now is Tabrin. So Tabrin, you see the scantily clad female water witch thingy standing in the center of the pool, standing on the water in the center of the pool. Close her eyes and clutch her hands and start to speak some arcane words. And A long tendril of water jets out of the pool and runs itself along the wall, straight past you, straight past Rogar, straight past Harbeck, straight to the door, covers the door, and freezes to ice. And
Well,
and
damn it.
she opens her eyes and glares at you with evil intent. Harbeck, it's your turn.
I told you. Fine. Harbeck reaches to his belt to the only flask that's not a hangover cure. And, hoping beyond hope, drinks the thing I have labeled in my inventory as suspicious brew found near my brewing supplies. As he walks over here, begrudgingly, getting ready to try and help.
Suspicious brew found by your brewing supplies.
Listen, Alice in Wonderland, this is not the time.
It's the only thing I have besides hitting things with a stick.
It's all very well for a bottle to say, drink me.
I'm just remembering, that's the brew that you found.
I think it was placed by the Artificers Guild in Veer
Yes.
as
yeah,
part of the
that
introduction.
one. Yeah, that one there. Well, it was bad. Yeah, okay.
If nothing else, I just hope it was delicious before I die.
Oh, it's like the last toast. Oh, well, if I'm going down on my own. It is fantastic. The best beer you've ever tasted in your life. Hands down.
Great.
Without a doubt.
I'm
You
ready.
feel completely invigorated. Completely invigorated.
Ooh. How invigorated.
Completely. He said that like
Completely.
3 times.
Yeah.
Pay
Okay.
attention.
Tavern.
I'm suddenly excited to fight again.
Looking at this water lady, does it seem like the pool of water is like a part of her, or is she just standing on it?
It's kind of hard to tell because the water is being whipped into sort of a flurry around her feet. It's hard to tell whether the water is part of her or what the story is, but she doesn't seem to be moving from the puddle. Well, the pool. I've been reading chat too much. It's not a puddle, it's a pool. Anyway.
All right. I am going to follow through with my initial thought. I move 5 feet over and chuck the vial of black liquid at her.
Okay, make a ranged touch attack.
And what is that going to be?
It's probably just a dex base attack. D20 plus your dex.
Alright. And let's give that a try and hope that it hits. That isn't going to do it.
It's only a ranged touch. And you're aiming at... Are you aiming at her or the pool?
I'm aiming it at her. If it hits the pool, that's fine with me. But I'm aiming it at her.
She will nimbly dodge out of the way, but thinking it's something aimed at her, but the vial will then smash against the back wall. And the black liquid will flow down the wall towards the pool. Slowly. It's slimy, it's gunky, it's oozy, it's like if you poured melted cheese on a wall. It's going to take some time before it reaches the pool. Probably a turn or two. But it's going that way.
And then I will take a 5-foot step back for cover.
Okay, Din, what would you like to do with your turn?
I would like to think of something clever, but instead I'm just going to run up and stab her.
Okay. Make 2 attacks with your slicey scimitar things. A 19 and a 20. Okay. Sorry, let me just check something. Bum, 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 bum. Where are we? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right, you strike, and both of your swings look to be perfectly on target before they bounce off a wall of energy that is stopping your attacks from getting through.
Oh, humph.
You actually see Din deflate. Why is this so hard? The gnome, the short one, can do it. Rogar, what are you going to do with your turn?
Let's do some. Yeah, move back around. Get in there.
Yes, yes. Group up nice and tight. I mean,
I don't have any ranged stuff. Yeah. Make an attack.
okay. Swing that big warhammer.
Critical miss.
Okay. The warhammer bounces off the shield of force surrounding the being of water, or the scantily clad water female thingy, and ricochets back towards your face. Make an attack roll against your own armor class.
Oh god. Ah!
Unfortunately, you are not surrounded by a wall of force, so you critically miss. The warhammer slips out of your hands and flies backwards, striking the wall 15 feet behind you. You are very glad that you ducked with your natural 1. I don't know how that works, but that's the way the roll worked out. So we're just going to go with it.
All the fumbles.
Oh dear, all the fumbles. Brieg, what would you like to do with your action?
Well, Brieg spends a moment fighting the rising panic as he remembers that so far he's been the only one that has been able to be particularly effective down in this
Hey,
little dungeon.
I killed some things. Maybe one thing. I killed a thing.
I have these fancy daggers. They're so good at murdering stuff. And then he's gonna run back around this corner, all the while saying, "I don't like this. I don't like this."
As he passes me, I don't like it either.
So let me.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is how far I can make it. Since I have learned to my dismay that these daggers are not all magically and returny, I guess I will shoot it with a bow because I have
make
one.
the attack roll.
23.
23 will hit.
Ha! Wall of force. This. 18.
The arrow pierces the wall of force, and does that much. Okay. Good, good, good. Sorry, 1 second. Now we're on to Harbeck's turn. Harbeck, what would you like to do?
I am going to pick up the Warhammer and hand that back to Rogar. If that's... And I don't know, like, how much is bending over to pick up the hammer? Is that going to take a whole action, or can that be a bonus action? I can still throw a punch.
You can still throw a punch.
Great. I'm going to stand way behind Rogar and try to punch that thing from here.
How does that work?
Hopefully like this.
Okay, an 18. You will actually hit. So as you see the dwarf throw his fist forward, punching the air behind Rogar, kind of awkwardly because he's like just throws a punch. It's like he's testing something. You see like a pillar of force eject from his fist and strike
Ooh.
the water witchy thing for 4 kick punchy damage. Okay, Tabern, it is your turn.
Alright. I am going to...
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? The water witch's turn.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm not going to fix it.
That's fine.
I was over here whenever she does a thing.
That's okay, because this is going to get you anyway.
Oh.
Once again, she closes her eyes and raises her hands in an upward motion, and the pool begins to overflow, water flowing through all of the passages. You find yourselves ankle deep in water.
Oh.
It's a good thing the stairs go down.
And there's a giant open hole to nothing.
My toe knuckles.
It's magic water. It can puddle where she wants it to puddle. She is like
And-
a goddess.
Now is
She's a
Tabern's turn.
Alright.
I was so sure that I was about to die for the second time today when she acted. I'm happy that that did not happen.
This being is distinctly evil, yes?
It looks pretty evil, yeah.
Alright, we're gonna try something else here. I'm going to chuck a vial of the clear blue liquid from the angel statue. Which we use to deactivate the cursed snake thing on the other statue.
Okay, so
Let's-
the really, really fancy water, the last
The
vial?
really fancy water.
Okay. And that's the last vial of that stuff you've got, isn't it?
I have one more of those.
Okay, you've got one more. Okay, so
Yeah.
where are you going to throw it?
At her.
At her. Make a ranged touch attack.
That's not gonna work. It breaks against the wall.
It does break against the wall, neutralizing the black gooey stuff that was seeping down towards the water.
Which is fine. If it got in the water, it could get us, and that would have been bad.
He has a point. Din, it is your action.
I'm feeling less confident about Slashy. Well, he punched her. I'm gonna try punching her.
like with your fist.
Oh yeah.
22 hits.
Seriously?
Yep. For 5 punching damage.
That's a lot of damage.
You can't argue with her logic. It works.
Now she's gonna just like put up her scimitars for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, she's just going to pretend to be a monk for the rest of it.
How did her unarmed attack do damage? Okay.
What?
I thought-
Rogar,
Yeah.
you have been handed your warhammer back by our stout dwarvely friend.
I will circle around to this side so that the next time I bounce a warhammer off the shield, it doesn't fly behind me and hit Harbeck.
Okay. I was about to, say, wait, my cover!
And unfortunately, I have now already used both of my second level spells, so I can't even attempt another Dispel. Wait, that wasn't level 2, was it?
I think the spell's third level.
Yeah, it's 3rd level. Darn. Okay. I guess I'm going to take another attack. Hopefully this time not fail horribly.
Avoiding natural ones is the first thing that you should try and do. I just, a bit of friendly advice from the GM to the player.
27!
27! That'll hit. That'll go straight through the shield and deal 10 bludgeoning damage. He's a kill stealer. I've been saying it since the start of the session. He's a kill stealer. He boops the water witch on the head, and she just evaporates, like she explodes into droplets of water, which all fall into the pool. The water seeps back into the pool from the floor, and the water is perfectly still.
Well,
See, Harbeck, it was fine.
that didn't go nearly as badly as I had imagined it.
Can I please have a perception check from everybody?
What was that?
We're not done.
No, and they've been getting progressively scarier and scarier. I think Baradin and Athlon are going to rock our worlds.
I'm feeling done, apparently. And so's Bree.
Brieg is too busy listening to the voices in his head to listen to other things. It's not really...
It's so hard to pay attention when you're, struggling with multiple internal personalities. Flick, you hear a very familiar now and disheartening whispering.
Alright, I'm gonna grab my rope, hand one end to Harbeck, and tell him to walk along the edge, or run along the edge of the wall.
I've
Here.
picked up the idea. I'm with you. We're going.
And I'm going around the other wall, and we're gonna just run around the perimeter of that room as
it a
fast
sweep.
as we can.
Okay.
So he's got one end, I've got the other, and we're gonna sweep across this room in here.
Okay. You get to about here, when all of a sudden the rope snags on something directly between the two of you.
I pull
And you
hard.
hear a...
I also pull hard.
Okay. Pulling the rope together like that. Give me strength checks.
We
both
are
of you,
just the
please.
right people for strength checks. Do you remember how well these go?
I'm gonna do really poorly, and you're gonna pull me into him
Perfect.
and knock him over.
As long as something gets clobbered. Oh, that was a saving throw. That's not what I meant to do. Let me do an actual unskilled strength check. I think it gets less modifiers.
Oh, I
so.
crit!
Natural 20.
I guess
Oh, it used to be a 20.
You
Yeah, now
strength
it's
like I
19.
perceive.
so. I think subtract 3 from my roll because I pushed the wrong button.
Subtract 3
9.
from your roll. Okay. 9 will be fine. So, I don't know how much you guys know about the application of force, but basically you guys sort of caught this guy in the middle of a rope and then both yanked on the rope at the same time, which tightened the rope,
Swinging
creating
backwards.
somewhat of a slingshot.
Yes.
So basically, you snap the rope taut in your hands, and Harbeck, you get pulled slightly towards the human, which is... but the next thing you hear is a sickening thud as something collides with the wall on the other side of Beridon's coffin.
Well, right over the sarcophagus.
Yep.
High five.
In this instance, sickening is exactly the kind of thud I wanted to hear.
And after
Spell
Hey.
fizzle.
short second, you see a crumpled old man wearing a purple robe, holding a green stick, lying in a messy heap on the ground.
Is it Elder Varen?
If it is, I still punch it in the face.
Harbeck wants to see if ranged force fists can do subdual damage and just goes to town on this dude. You're done here, buddy. And we're gonna try and unconscious him.
He's already unconscious.
We're gonna maintain his unconscious status and vent a little bit of rage.
But
I
he needs
thought-
to. We have to find you
I
guys.
thought we wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, what he said.
I'll avoid the mouth. He can still talk.
Dead people don't talk well.
I'm not gonna kill him.
They attack.
I think you may have already.
I'll cast Spare the Dying. Punch him again.
I suddenly feel less good about this.
Okay, so yeah, the robe is inhabited by an actual old man this time. It's not some weird trickery where the robe is empty, and his breathing is labored. His arms and legs are bent at unusual angles. He hit the wall with quite a bit of force, and he doesn't appear to be a fairly robust person. He looks to be probably in his 70s or 80s. Quite old, especially in this setting. He's human, and he's very, very much unconscious and has probably got several broken bones, and is completely unresponsive to anything you do, including punching him with force fists.
Perfect. I'm going to take his wand away.
I really do spare the dying and aid in unarming him, disarming him.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna, while we try to rouse him, hold those shiny daggers that have been so efficient, close to where he will open his eyes if he ever gets around to doing that.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to tie him up by pulling my rope out of my backpack and just holding it in the palm of my hand.
Go, rope! Go!
Go, gadget rope.
Go.
Harbeck is going to wander. He retrieves his calm, which had left him. And I'm going to go take Rogar by the elbow and assist him in reinterring these skeletons in their tombs.
Which ones?
Just these ones that we killed over here. The heroes of the sealing of the thing. Like we've got the necromancer pretty much handled. So I figure, like restoring them some dignity in death and putting them back in their tombs is only polite.
I'm gonna, before I walk away, ask Din and Breg if they've got things covered here.
Well, I think so, except my magic rope is broken.
I'm not sure that leaving the two of us to have this conversation should he wake up is the best idea.
We're not very
not?
far away.
We're not great with people, you and I.
Fair enough, I'll stick around.
I'll call
Wait,
around
do
the
you
corner.
know why my rope's not working?
Maybe
Yes.
someone should get the innkeeper.
Yes.
Brieg, as you're standing over the body, prepared to intimidate him, well, trying to mentally prepare yourself to intimidate him, you experience a flash of light and hear some words that really touch you. It's quite a powerful moment. Okay, the other two are reinterring Farron and Xaviant.
I guess I'll just
You two
tie
are
him up
there.
like a regular rope.
So I'm standing there with these daggers out, ready to be all scary, and after I have my little moment, I sheath them and just sit down on the floor and put my head in my hands.
Are you gonna puke?
No.
Do you need a hug?
Perhaps.
Okay, let
Aw.
me finish tying this guy up real quick. Hold on. Harbeck!
Aye. I'll
At
come
which
back.
Brieg
point-
needs a hug.
Lad, would you like the hug from me? Harbeck opens his big hairy arms. Relaxes
covering his chest.
his stomach muscles and gets ready to just pull Brieg into the softness.
So from his little sitting position, Brig just kind of leans in to this giant ball of dwarf.
Just put his head right here on top of the round pudge. Hold his shoulders tight. It's okay. It's okay.
Do you know how to pray, Harbeck?
Rogar might be the guy to talk to you about that. I'm really good at hugging, though.
All right.
Okay. So, this old man is tied up, beaten, battered, broken, and tied up.
I'll come
You've
join the
reinterred
house.
those two corpses. Brieg is currently receiving Harbeck hugs, which, provide a +1 to Constitution buff. And
Oh, I need that. I still have some Constitution drain.
You do. You'll get that after your next rest. But I think, guys, that is going to be the perfect place to end the session. We're 2 minutes out from full time, and I don't want to get into the next part of the story because it'll take a little bit of extra time, and 2 minutes is certainly not going to be enough to get through the next phase. So, that'll be it.
All right.
That will be it.
Awesome.
I'm good about that.
Yeah, so we got a lot done today. It may not seem like it, but it was a fairly intense sort of situation, and I think it was pretty cool. So when we return in a fortnight on Friday, because somebody, that man, I think he's down there somewhere. I don't have the stream over. He's down there somewhere.
Yes, that was the right direction to point.
That one done?
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Yes.
I don't know. But that guy, he remembered to pre-plan our session. So we have already decided that it will be Friday 2 weeks from now, which will be Friday the 24th, I believe. Unless I'm completely bad at dates. Am I right? I think I'm right.
The 24th.
And we'll be back with some more Legends of Valcia. Thanks everybody for watching. I am having a ton of fun doing this. And while I'm not doing personal streams at the moment because of personal things, I'm definitely going to make sure that I always show up for our co-streams because it's Llama.
Our next co-stream, speaking of which, is on Sunday the 12th? Is that how dates work? Yeah. We're gonna continue our Divinity Original Sin playthrough. I have Pillars of Eternity coming up tomorrow for RPG weekend, which is what the weekends have turned into on this channel, which I am really, really liking. Very happy about that. If you are watching on YouTube, do come check out the Twitch stream sometime. Watch this thing live. It's a lot of fun. There are good people to talk to in the chat while you watch.
Lots of cool people, interesting people. And I'll be there too, because co-stream.
Yeah.
And we're working through Divinity. Speaking of RPGs as well, I'm throwing this out there to all of you lovely people. Once me and Llama have finished with Divinity Original Sin, I am seriously considering either Neverwinter Nights or Neverwinter Nights 2. If any of you guys have suggestions for exciting or interesting modules for those games, because I know there's a lot of player-created content out there, if you found any particularly interesting gems, feel free to throw them at me in a private message on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/Lolash, because that's me. Although I won't be doing a lot of personal streams in the immediate future, I will be getting back to it reasonably soon. Anybody else got anything we need to cover before we disappear? Do you guys want to say goodnight to all of the lovely viewers?
Good night,
Even
chat.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, lovely viewers.
I love playing D&D, and playing for an audience makes it even more fun. Thanks for coming.
It really does. Having you guys here, watching and chatting and engaging in what we're doing, just like, I think it improves my performance as a player in D&D a lot, and I absolutely appreciate it.
100% amazing. Okay, well, I think that's it from me then. Good night, everybody. I'll hopefully see you all reasonably soon, if not in 2 weeks' time, I guess. And thank you, everybody, for playing. I love DMing for you guys. It's an amazing